the woman behind Miss AudiVoice. She is a passionate wife, a mother, an educator, a counselor, a storyteller, and a passionate Christ follower. She motivates, she encourages, she listens, she writes from the heart, and she speaks with a voice loud enough to be heard. She is Miss AudiVoice. But who really is Miss AudiVoice? She is Mary Lou Cerudo Andres, was born last March 20, 1978, and now 43 years old. She was born in Makati City and moved to Muntinlupa during her high school years. She is a loving, caring, and adorable wife of Benedict Andres and happily married for 11 years now. They are blessed with an energetic 5-year-old son named Benaya Lucas. Do you know that her childhood dream was to become a reporter? She adores Jessica Soho, but this dream was set aside. Instead, she graduated in Philippine Normal University with a degree of Bachelor of Elementary Education in 1998. And from then on, her teaching career started. She handled elementary students and passionate to make a difference in the lives of each one of them. When she became the Rediscovery Center Coordinator of Alabang Elementary School, she conceptualized a program, Kung Kaya Ko, Kaya Mo Rin program, where it supported the DepEd drive of every student is a reader. She trained students to do storytelling, to become little book writers, and book illustrators. She partnered with different NGO companies to support her drive. She is in partnership with Alitaptap Storytellers, Adarna Publishing House, Lampara, Summit Media, HSBC, sa Aklat Sisikat Foundation, and many more. She became a freelance ESL tutor for Koreans for 10 years, while employed as a public school teacher for 8 years. So, even before the Korean saga saturated the Philippines, she is already deeply connected with the culture, food, people, and the country. She traveled to Korea for 3 consecutive years during summer of 2005, 2006, and 2007 to visit her Korean friends. Well, things turned out differently in 2008. Leaving her teaching profession in the Philippines, she moved to Singapore for a greener pasture. And would you imagine that she lived there for 13 years? Yes, she was an OFW. Was because this year, 2021, she and her husband finally decided a new chapter in their life in the Philippines to be with their son to complete their family. Now you may ask, how is Miss AudiVoice as an OFW? Her first job offer in Singapore is to be a tram commentator in one of the tourist attractions in Singapore. She used her voice to guide the tourists and lead them to understand the attraction. She also received several awards for being top performer. Her first month was never easy. Do you imagine memorizing 29-page script for a month? Whew, tough, right? But glad she made it. So, if you have visited one of the tourist attractions in Singapore, welcoming guests with this greeting. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you can hear me, please give me a wave. Welcome to the world's first night safari. I'm Mary Lou, and together with me is Tramp Captain Benedict. Together, we will be your guide as we venture into the wilderness at night. She is one of them. Now, after working for almost 4 years as a tram commentator, she decided to move to a school setting once again and work there for another 9 years. Life as an OFW or overseas Filipino worker is tough. Being away to your loved ones and being alone to a foreign country where you don't know anyone is challenging. But God has a special reason why Miss AudiVoice was brought to Singapore. This is the land where she met God deeply and have a relationship with Christ. This is the land where God reveals His purpose and will on her life. Apart from blessing with financial gains, Miss AudiVoice and her husband grew deeply connected with God, and their lives was mightily used by God to bring people to get to know Christ. They serve humbly and faithfully as life group leaders, mentors, and disciples to know Christ more. And Miss AudiVoice joined CVA. God has revealed that she can use her life with a greater purpose. To use that gift of voice to speak loudly, boldly, and audibly that will speak life and glorify God. Well, as the CVA mantra says, someone needs to hear my voice. This is Miss AudiVoice, myself, Mary Lou Andres, and this is my story.